Meanwhile, Portugal is holding its presidential elections amidst a pretty strict COVID-19 lockdown, but many fear that the polls could actually worsen the surge in the number of COVID-19 cases. Portugal, a country of about 10 million people, which had fared better than others in the first wave of the pandemic, now, believe it or not, has the world's highest 7-day rolling average of new cases. Almost about two-thirds of voters think that the election should ideally be postponed.
Estou de acordo, porque se não podem sair de casa só para ir trabalhar, então também não podem ir às eleições.
Não, acho que esta eleição que vai ser no próximo domingo não vai haver muita afluência de eleitores, porque a abstenção, pelo menos tudo indica que vai ser a maior abstenção que vai existir até agora em eleições após 25 de abril.
But delaying the ballot would have required changing the country's constitution, something that officials said was not possible in such short notice. And there has been widespread criticism of the decision to press ahead with a vote for the largely ceremonial president. Despite their mainly ceremonial role, presidents can veto certain laws and decree states of emergencies. Voting is the only reason that people are permitted to leave home for anything other than essential work or trips under the current national lockdown rules. Meanwhile, India has completed its first week of the vaccination against COVID-19. In 7 days, believe it or not, nearly about 1.4 million doses have already been administered. That's nearly about 200,000 shots of the coronavirus vaccines per day. The nationwide dry runs and also the delivery operations have proven to be pretty successful because no other nation has been able to administer as many doses in its first week of the vaccine rollout. Now take a look at this comparison on your screens. It shows the number of shots having been given in the first week of a country's vaccination campaign. The United States administered about 500 million. The European Union administered about 0.39 million. That's 390,000. Now, Israel, which has been hailed as a bit of a gold standard in terms of inoculation, rather it calls itself the gold standard in terms of inoculation, has administered just about 0.26 million doses in the first week, although its population is also fairly less. Now, the United Kingdom, despite approving 2 vaccines, could administer only about 130,000 doses of the vaccines. Now, contrast that with India's vaccination drive, where it has clocked over 1.39 million, that's about 13 lakh vaccines having been delivered in a span of just about 6 days since the rollout of the vaccine. Now, India ranks third behind the United Kingdom and the United States, but remember, though both these countries have kicked off their vaccination drive more than a month back, the Indian government is hoping to vaccinate at least about 300 million people by the month of August this year. This would mean administering more than 1 million doses every single day. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.